When it comes to Rolex, they always do things for a reason. Even in these recent times, usually these things used to be done in the past, but now as well you can see the variations in the Pepsi. So they've done a Mark 1 and a Mark 2 and a Mark 3. This is an example of a Mark 1, how it looks. You see the blue, you see the red, you see the numbers, then the GMT on the bezel, which tells you the numbers in white. You can pick up the variations when you actually have all the three versions right in front of you.
So Khalid, many thanks for making the time to meet today.
It's my pleasure. And thank you for the opportunity, of course, to be part of Watch Society and this episode. Been looking forward to this. I've seen quite a few of your videos. Some of these reviews are really, really amazing. The one that really caught my attention was the one on the luxury souk side,
right, and
the one that you did on the Royal Oak 15202.
Yeah.
Also the one on the 5980.
That's quite a piece though, the 15202.
Yes, it is. It's part of history, and there's no doubt that the inspirations from the 5402 is there. However, there's a few things which you would still miss in the 15202, which is the bracelet that was done by Guy Ferrer at the time.
Yeah.
I come from a criminal psychology and criminology background. I've studied in the UK. I have my own firm now. I've worked for the Big Four. We do financial advisory, we do IT advisory and forensic advisory.
Congratulations, that's
Thank you
a
so
milestone.
much. The other thing that really ticks to me is because by virtue of being consultant and advisor, my work revolves around time.
Coming in.
So this is the 590 that we were talking about earlier. As you can see, the shade of blue changes to darker to lighter depending on the light. It's been discontinued now. Also, the bracelet is one of a kind in terms of, the bracelets that come on Nautilus, and this is something that is historical as well, because it gets its features from the vintage, the actual Nautilus which came back in the days. So this is the Daytona that we were talking about earlier. It's on a rubber B now. And talking about the hairlines, here you go. As you said, it does get scratched very easily, but as I told you earlier, it's sort of like the wounds that you get over the years, but it all tends to heal at some point. So these are another two limited editions from Seiko Street Fighter editions. This one is Rio, this one is the Blanca. I've got Gael and Chun-Li as well, but I've not got that with me right now. These are watches that you could enjoy, wear it anywhere. And all of these watches have certain things which are special about them. If you look at this bezel contributes to the supposed scars of Rio. And it also is a variation of his uniform.
Right, of course. Wow.
And then
this is the Y one.
That's the Y one, and then you've got the Blanca, which you can actually see. This one basically is from the sparks. The bezel represents the sparks that he gets.
This is the first time in my life I actually see this. I've never seen this before, ever.
These are limited editions as well, which were actually done for Street Fighter. And this bezel, and this dial is creamish.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's very, very special, the Rio dial. So this is another piece which I cherish quite a bit. It's called the Red Radar. It's discontinued. It was made in the early 2000s. It's a limited edition of 999 pieces. So what you have here is an automatic movement. I get asked a lot about this watch when I wear it. People tend to think it's a quartz movement, and I show them that it's an actual automatic movement. As you can see, you've got the hour, you've got the minute, and then you've got the seconds. All those red fillings are actually contributing to the hour, minute, and seconds. And that's what makes this watch very special, being an automatic movement. This is another one as well, which is also a Bell Ross. It comes in green. It's a full lume, actually. It's called heads-up display. Basically, it comes, it takes its inspiration from the aircraft, a fighter jet, and this is how the cockpit looks in that jet. And it does actually look cool when you actually see it in person. This is the only Vacheron that I own. I actually like the way it is. Of course, I don't wear it much. It's a classic one. It's a classic watch. Silver dial, a vintage Vacheron. Something that is there to keep and not to wear much.
The cross is not even on the dial.
And there is no cross on the dial. It's not a surprise that blue is my favorite color. It's a Hublot limited edition, Chelsea edition, which was launched for the team. And this is also limited to 200 pieces, and this is number 55. So this is another piece which is a special piece. It's made for the movie. It's called the Kingsman edition by Bremont. You can see here in one of the subdials, Kingsman written and K in red as well. It's essentially a world timer and a chronograph, and it has a date, and it has a GMT function. Many functions, right? One thing as well, which is very important about collecting, is it's not always about the high-end pieces. It's about what you love and what you want to get. Always listen to your gut feel and your heart, of course, when you're actually purchasing a timepiece, because what you buy needs to speak to you. And that's what's very important. You need to be satisfied at the end of the day. Don't follow trends, follow your heart.